Hi, I'm Neelam Pandey and you're watching The Print Unscripted. We have with us John Brittas, a CPI Rajya Sabha MP from Kerala. We will be speaking to him on a host of issues, but especially the Kerala local body elections. Well, many are calling it a major setback. How do you look at it?
It's not a major setback. We have got a beating, but it's not as being projected by the media. For example, the Prime Minister of this country tweeted by saying that what has happened in Trivandrum Corporation is a watershed.
Right.
In effect, if you look at the Trivandrum Corporation voting percentage compared to the previous Lok Sabha, BJP has lost something like 50,000 votes there. Congress also lost compared to the Lok Sabha. So if watershed is being used for losing the votes, of course, PM has to tweet again. And generally, we have received certain setbacks, but we are far ahead of the results that happened during the last Lok Sabha. We were winning only in 19 assembly constituencies as per the last Lok Sabha. Just happened 1 year back. Now we have recouped and reached a level of 60 assembly constituencies. I mean, we are hopeful of covering that deficit.
But why the deficit? What explains that setback? What is it that, the party did not do right, or was it that the expectations of the people were not met?
No, see, you know the people of Kerala, they are very sensitive. Even for a small issue, they would react. And we are in the process of identifying the major concerns, major issues that would have affected us. Nevertheless, this result doesn't dishearten us at all. I can tell you that. Compared to the last Lok Sabha, we have improved drastically, and we hope that we can further improve. For example, certain constituencies where we lost, when our present MLA could be a minister, when they contest, the result would be entirely different.
I was just about to ask you that what does it say about the party's prospects in Kerala, especially for the upcoming assembly elections?
No, we are hopeful that with the good work that has been done by the government, we will get third term. That is a near certain thing for us. And even Congress also is not very happy with the turn of events in the sense they feel that the gap between left and UDF is not that much, and left would be in a position to bridge that. We are competent enough to do that.
Right. There's a lot of ambiguity about, who would be the chief minister. So when it comes to, LDF, what do you think? Is it going to be Mr. Vijayan again, or could there be any changes, surprise?
I think you were supposed to do the interview with the congressman because ambiguity is there in the Congress camp. In our camp, the present chief minister is going to lead the LDF in the coming elections also.
He
So,
will lead,
please,
definitely, but will he be the chief
of
minister
course,
if the party
if he
wins?
is leading, of course, he should be the chief minister. But please preserve this question for Congress leaders because K.C. Venugopal, there are half a dozen chief ministerial candidates in Congress, including Shashi Tharoor. So this question can be relevant when you do an interview of those leaders also.
I was just about to ask about him. I had asked you this question earlier also. What if he decides to join your party? Then what?
No, I don't think. I don't see a prospects of he joining our party.
No,
No,
not at all.
not
All
at all.
doors shut.
No, it's not a question of we opening and shutting it. I mean, that's a one question I'm agnostically stating, not as a politician, but as a observer. That will never happen.
If we talk about elections and issues, what is your party's poll plank?
Our poll plank on the economic front, we feel that so much has been done to bolster the economy of Kerala, and we have ushered in a lot of welfare schemes for the people. And on the social fabric, we have more or less managed to retain the Kerala society's value system, that is secularism and egalitarianism. So these three poles should help left to consolidate further.
Right. When Union Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan, when he was talking about PM Shri scheme, he specially mentioned you and he said that you have been, you have acted as the bridge between the center and the Kerala government. You know, this high praise coming from a BJP minister.
I don't know whether it is a praise or not. But just to correct you,
Yeah.
the question was on Samagra Shiksha,
Okay.
actually. He only brought in PMC there.
Hmm.
And I feel that every member of parliament is a connect between the state government and central government. And moreover, Rajya Sabha is a council of states. That means we are representing the state. So naturally, I need to broach those issues which are concerning us with the Union Cabinet Minister.
But there's nothing beyond that.
That's it. Some substance is that, of course. Even if it is a bridge, what is harm in that? Because
Right.
I need to be a bridge between the Kerala government and central government.
Right. We saw that, there was a lot of uproar over the renaming of MNREGA and the changes that have been brought in the scheme. What is your party's stand? How do you look at it? And, G Ramji is the new name that has been coined. Yes.
Only this government can behave in such a insensitive manner. First of all, it's a second assassination of Mahatma Gandhi, and that too in the name of Ram. Ram will never be part of anything to harm Mahatma Gandhi.
You're saying this is by
Second,
renaming?
yeah, of course. Mahatma Gandhi has been obliterated, eliminated in the name of Ram. Will Ram forgive this government for that? Even the last breath he took, it was Ram which was actually the words which he said. So, using Ram, you are, spiking Gandhiji, his memory, and the scheme which was in his name. Further, the intention of this government is to kill this scheme. We have understood what is the game plan of this game. The government wants to make sure that this scheme is wound up gradually. That is happening now. So the states are already broke. Any state, irrespective of the party affiliation, regard to the ruling party, heaping 50,000 crore burden on states to run this scheme. From a right scheme, it has become a charity scheme. See, UPA won with the prodding of the left only. This right to employment was legislated. Now the government says that you don't have a right. We will fix X amount, and within that we will give you certain employment. So a right has been taken out, and crores of the rural people are going to suffer because of this. Why do we give food grains to 81 crore people here? Because they are starving. Otherwise, they will die. Same as that. We want to give employment, a sustenance for them, along with dignity. That was the whole purpose of right to work. Now the dignity is taken out, the right is being taken out, the federalism is being tweaked, burden is kept on the states. But you really want to run the scheme as your scheme, you will bring in conditionalities. All those centrally sponsored scheme, what is the plight of the centrally sponsored schemes? Huge arrears pending. They're not giving money to the state governments despite the state government spending. So the brunt need to be borne by the state government. You will have the good name. This is the pattern that is being seen there. And further, if you look at the nuances of it, I don't want to explain that, but let's see what is happening there. See, 60 days compulsory holiday for this scheme. For what? To provide cheap agricultural labor to these landlords. All the studies substantiate that there is no shortage of rural agricultural labor now. Then why do you want to have a 60 days break for this scheme? Does it mean that the workers should take a break from having food for 60 days? It's ridiculous, I'm telling you. I have not seen a piece of legislation in my public life in this fashion. And this is a death knell for the right of the hapless workers of this country. And no such bill has come ever in the history of India with such ramifications and blatantly denying the rights of the people, which has been won after protracted struggle and agitation.
Is the opposition all united in contesting it?
Today we had an India Alliance meeting where everybody was there. We are absolutely united on this. We will fight tooth and nail. But see, even this bill, we pleaded with them. Please refer this to a standing committee or a select committee. See, having such consequences, any piece of legislation would have been referred to a standing committee for further scrutiny. Now they want to, rush in this bill, pass it, make sure. Can anybody? I don't think anybody can comprehend the way in which this government is behaving.
Another critical issue that the opposition has been raising, and the people have also been talking about, is pollution. We have been saying that year after year, Delhi NCR has been reeling, under this. We can even call it an emergency sort of a situation. What do you think, as a MP? Why is this issue not being sorted out? We used to have standing committees where such issues used to be debated in the parliament. Also, there has to be some ways of pointing out what measures can be taken. What do you think is going wrong?
See, the mockery is that after having a double engine government in Delhi, the double engine working has created more poisonous gas for the people here. Maybe these two engines are working tirelessly, so emanating that much of pollution. Can you ever think of such an insensitive government here? I'll tell you, capital city is losing at least 80 to 100 days on account of this pollution. Has anybody calculated the cumulative loss apart from the health? See, an average Delhiite would be having, say, 10 years deficit in his or her life expectancy. Apart from having chronic diseases for the treatment of which go thousands of crores. Not even a single step has been taken by the so-called double engine proposition by the central government or the state government. I can see, at least what we do is that if something is affecting us, we will act on it. These are things which affect these ministers, the prime minister. Even then, they are insensitive to it. They are very happy building temples, chanting mantras, but let them at least be considerate with the genuine issues of the people, of life and death. This is a life and death issue. If you look at the life expectancy, I always tell that average Malayali has got 10 years more compared to a North Indian which is ruled by BJP. Now the gap is further.
Is it even scientifically backed?
Of course. I'm talking about the data provided by this government only. The life expectancy. Life expectancy, all India level, it has been going up because we are in a modern era, health, all these things are there. But even now, the gap is 10 years if you compare with Bihar or UP. So average Malayali is living 10 years more. I'm just underscoring the data available which has been provided by the government of India. And now with this pollution level in capital city, the loss, cumulative loss that is going to happen, which has encompassed all the sectors. Think about the children. They are losing at least 60, 70 days.
Schools are also shut
So
or hybrid
think
model.
about the future of these children at least. Forget about the factories. Think about those people who are, when they say work from home. What is work from home? It's the biggest eyewash, hoodwinking the people. The common man, the workers who have to be on the streets for every day, can there be a work from home? If there is a work from home, their kitchen would not have anything to make their life sustain. So such a farce is being played out. And apart from showing the measurement of the pollution, nothing is being done in this country. So I feel so bad about the fact that I'm part of the system which is ineffective, which doesn't have any solution to it. But of course, the executive has to act. We asked for a emergency discussion on it. They have not considered even. That also is another thing. They can, of course, Vande Mataram, 150 years, they chanted for how many hours? 10 hours, 12 hours of the parliament. Is that the vital issue that concerns this nation? Does it in any way affect the people? Morally, emotionally, or physically, health-wise, economically? See, such a stupid proposition, agenda this government is setting for the people. playing into the emotions of people. Only polarization is required. As I said in the parliament, this is not a government for governance. This is a grand election machinery on the run.
What about SIR? Because there was discussion in the parliament on electoral reforms, and the opposition, especially the Congress, talked about the SIR.
SAR, everybody knows that. The scheme of this government is that, look, if a constituency is not palatable to you, comfortable to you, cut off, chop off, say 5%, 10%, make it a tailor-made constituency. My friends from Samajwadi Party was saying that the Muslims are being completely bunked off the list. It happens everywhere, I'm telling you. Not only Muslims, backwards, Dalits, all those people who are marginalized. See, Indian election scene always used to be inclusive. It's a responsibility of the government to include everybody. Now it's an exclusive project that's been run. This against the spirit of democracy.
Right. Another crucial aspect of legislation that I wanted to talk about is the labor laws. If I remember correctly, in 2021, Kerala government actually took the initiative of drafting the rules. But why the opposition now then?
No, that was not drafted. See, basically, whenever a legislation is passed, the bureaucracy, they will bring in some rules. But it's a question of where you are, notifying it or firming it up. That's a part of the system. We have been staunchly against that. The left,
and why?
We have reasons for that. The hard-fought, hard-won rights of the workers are being completely deleted, eradicated. You are bringing, what is that, contract labor into the system. See, 74% of the organized sector will be away from this so-called labor laws. In the sense, they can have contract labor, hire and fire. And almost 70% of the employees, workers also be out of the system. So the guarantee against retrenchment, against termination, all these things have been completely taken out. For example, earlier, 100 workers, you need to come under this so-called laws where you need to have the permission of the government for retrenchment. Now, till 300, you don't need to. And even this 300 is not solid. A particular state government can say, in our state, it would be 1,000. That means, except a handful of enterprises, all the enterprises would come under hire and fire. How can you treat employees like this, workers like this? And you all prescribe, say, 48 hours. I don't understand. The country's economy is going bad. Is it because of the lack of, workers? Any initiative from them? They have been working, toiling, no? Your own flawed policies have created this problem. Is any worker involved in bringing this rupee to this level? 91, 1 plus 90 is equal to $1. Has anybody, you and me, contributed? These people's flawed policy. Somebody should remind the Prime Minister what he spoke when the dollar rupee exchange rate was, say, 50 or 60. He was saying it is a corruption, nepotism. He will make rhetoric saying that, Macaulay should be kept away. Macaulay's currency is invading this country. You have made rupee the slave of dollar. You have no qualms about it. Don't you have? You don't have any qualms about it. You're smiling, that's all. All right.
No, I just wanted to get back to Kerala once again and, look at the performance of the BJP. Many are talking about historic, performance in Trivandrum. How do you look at it, considering, Kerala and a few other southern states are where the BJP has not been able to, sort of create a dent, right?
Fine, perfect.
Yeah.
Kerala is part of India, right? All that is happening in the rest of the country will have profound influence in Kerala. That's one aspect. And BJP is ruling this nation. You have Prime Minister from BJP, and it's a third term. We cannot be insulated from what is happening happening in the state. Nevertheless, the left has been effective in containing the influence of BJP in Kerala. I'm not talking in terms of their physical presence, also their ideological. intrusion. We are managed to keep Kerala society secular enough where people from different communities can coexist, which is not happening anywhere else. If you go to Gujarat, there is a Muslim ghetto there. Muslims will not be given flats in Delhi apartments. I know that. A Muslim needs to, uh, wander in the street to get a house on rent. Kerala, there is no issue like that. We have a coexistence. Having said that, see, the statistics, this are sacrosanct enough for us to understand it. Last Lok Sabha election, BJP in Kerala garnered 19 plus, almost 20% vote.
Right.
Now it has come down to 15 plus, 16 only. In a year's time, despite the so-called watershed of the Prime Minister, BJP has lost 3% votes in Kerala. So the so-called triumph that is being depicted or being disseminated, that dissemination you can see only in social media. In ground reality, it's not happening. They have lost many seats. Many municipalities have lost. I mean, their so-called fortresses like Pandalam, like Palghat, they have lost. I'm telling you, they lost 3% of votes in Kerala in this local body elections. All the BJP leaders, when I spoke about it again, I must have given the details of the voting percentage, including the Trivandrum Corporation, on which the Prime Minister tweeted twice, on which the CWC member and the Trivandrum MP Shashi Tharoor complimented the historical victory of BJP in Vetracoma. I gave that figures what has actually happened there. And many of the BJP leaders, MPs are surprised, astonished, actually shocked. How can the Prime Minister be taken for a ride by going down like this? On a ward-wise, you might have improved, but a political party's growth is seen in the percentage of votes they get and percentage of votes they lost.
But what the impact would it be in the assembly elections?
That's what I'm saying. From Lok Sabha to local body, it came down by 3%. We intend to further bring it down in the assembly.
It's the centenary year celebration of the left, 100 years of the left. If we, look at India, it seems like, the party has been sort of restricted to a few pockets, especially Kerala. Many politically are even writing it off. What explains this? Why has this happened?
I know you're influenced by Raja Mohan's article in Indus.
I'm not influenced by it.
Whenever you ask a question, I know what is the basis of it.
No, this is a question that many want to know about.
I will answer every bit of the question. Though you had told me that you wanted to do an interview on G Ramji. That was your...
No, G Ramji.
Ramji, yeah, of course. Okay. Cosmetically, you brought in that also. Nevertheless, we do admit that we have received setbacks, huge setbacks. There was a time when the left leader was counted for being the Prime Minister of this country. And from there, we have gone down. We have accepted that. Not only we, many parties have gone. There is a pernicious, pervasive impact of right-wing polarization that is happening in India. I recollect words by Narasimha Rao. I don't have that much admiration for Narasimha Rao. But he said, see, you are pitching gods against human beings like us. How can we fight the lesser mortals, fight the gods? See, think about the communication that is being disseminated by the media. Every day, night, the media is chanting, what is that? Muslim, Christian, Hindu, Muslim, Hindu, Muslim. I mean, it's a cauldron of polarization, Indian politics. There, certain egalitarian parties like us who have got a scientific view of every issue, we may find it very difficult to overcome the tide of irrationalism that is sweeping across. Having said that, I can also tell you one thing. Physically, if you look at the numerics in the parliament, we have taken a beating. But beyond the physical shape of that party's weakness, we still feel that influence of the left perspective, left ideology is very strong in the country, in many sectors or every sectors. But we are bound to take corrective steps to make sure that we spring back to our pristine glory, or erstwhile position.
Any roadmap for that?
Yeah, of course, we cannot, leak out the secrets to you, but I can tell you that. There is no shortcut for that. We need to garner the people, rally the people. See, lakhs of people participated in our Kisan rally, where left movements gave leadership to it. But when it comes to elections, we don't get the votes. What happens there?
Right.
These are all issues. We need to convert our ideological position to political propositions and also our strength. We agree with that.
Right.
So this is one point where I fully admit that we shouldn't be like this. We should grow.
Right. I'll just ask one last question. What is your party's stand on the atomic energy, the nuclear bill?
Nuclear liability, we are pitched against it because we have been instrumental in bringing that provision. Now what they do is that these people think that such quick fixes will bring in foreign investment. See, why the rupee went down? The foreign institutional investors went away. No FDI. There is a flight of capital. Even the Indians, whom they pamper, they invest elsewhere. they go with the money elsewhere. They don't trust these people. Now they think that, you see, when you open up your insurance sector, when you open up these so-called things, what is the sum and substance of it? We put a liability on those operators. The sense somebody is providing, say, a nuclear reactor to India. See, if any catastrophe happens, he also has to be liable for that. We cannot, insulate him from all that. That was the sum and substance. Hypothetically, if they supply all these spurious second-hand items to India and some catastrophe happens, he is immune from any action. How can that be? That's why that provision was there. Now they want to make sure that these so-called foreign companies, which would be providing these nuclear reactors and equipments, are immune, insulated from any penalty. Absolutely.
So you're opposing that?
Unacceptable.
Right. Thank you so much, Mr. Brittas, for giving us your time and speaking to us on a host of issue. It was a pleasure to talk to you. This is Neelam Pandey reporting with Anisha from New Delhi.